Adiye Namaskara Swami.
Namaskaram. In 1 minute ஆரம்பிச்சிடும். Again.
Namaskaram. Adiyan Vedant.
Adiyan Namaskaram, everybody. Okay. Okay. Are we ready? How many of us are here? We have quite a number of people. Wow, it's a lot of people. Okay. My name is Kannan Uncle. You can call me Kannan Uncle. I live in Los Angeles, and me and mommy and I have a little son. He's 4 years old. We are all here in Los Angeles. We will start with Acharya Staniyan, and then we'll get into the very interesting story of Dhruva. You all know story of Dhruva, but I want to share some things with you, and I want to learn from you. Are we ready? Okay, let's do this one. Isya bhavat bhakta janartigantugu pitruttamanyesha vicharya durnam stambe vadarastamanya labhyam lakshmeen samam sharanam prabadye ahobile garuda shailamadye kripa vashat kalpita sannidhanam lakshmiya samalingita mamavagam lakshmeen samam sharanam prabadye Shriman Venkatanatarya Kavitarkika Kesari Vedantacharya Varyo me Sanidattam Sadakridi Prapadye Niravadyanam Nishadyam Gunashampadam Sharanam Bhava Bhitanam Shatakopa Munishwaram Sri Ranganatha Shatakopa Yidindra Dishtam Lakshmeen Sammasarajit Karunaika Patram Sri Rangavira Gurat Shatakopa Gridyam Vedanta Desh Yidindra Maham Prabadye Srimat Rangashadari Samavara Lattagamanda Tvayam Srimat Veera Raguttagatya Sadajit Padarvindashrayam Srimat Vedavatam Sadesi Yede Karunya Vikshaspadam Seve Rangadurina Shasanavasam Narayanam Yoginam Vedanta Desiketindra Kadakshalabda Trayandasara Manavadyam Gunam Budagriyam Narayanatya Yediturya Kribabhishiktam Sri Ranganatha Idishekaramashrayamaga Srimate Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Divya Padaga Shevaka Shivan Shadagopa Shri Narayana Itindra Mahadeshikaya Namaga Srimate Shivan Shadagopa Shri Ranganatha Itindra Mahadeshikaya Namaga. Okay, so for the newcomers, my name is Kannan Uncle, and we are going to talk today Dhruva story. I know many of you know Dhruva story very well, but we will go back and forth because I want to hear from you also what you know, and it's going to be a nice exchange of ideas and stories. How about that? But before we get into Dhruva story, today is indeed a very solemn day because one of an aradhagar who does puja for every day for Malola Nrsimha and Dolai Kannan in India. In Ahobila Matam in India, we have Malola Nrsimhan, right? Malola Nrsimhan and Dolai Krishna, and we have so many deities in the golden mandapam of Ahobila Matam. In that place, Aradhaka is the one who does lot of Kainkaryam, lot of services to the Lord. Kainkaryam, what's the meaning of Kainkaryam? Anybody?
Service to God.
Service to God. Kainkaryam means the one who does Kainkaryam is known as Kinkaraha. Kinkaraha means a servant. Kinkaraha is the one constantly looking for an opportunity to do service. The word Kinkaraha comes from Kim Karoti. Kim Karoti means what can I do? What can I do? How can I do this nicely? And that Kinkaraha always looking for an opportunity to serve Lord. And that service to Lord could be in multifaceted, right? It need not just go and do the temple alone. You do something for a homeless person. You give a one word, some food for homeless people. You teach somebody something good. You do some good for your, in your own family. You do something for your mom and dad. You do some, today I'm going to take care of all the laundry and everything. I'm going to do this for my parents because they are doing a lot of work for me. They are doing a lot of things for me over the week. On the weekend, I'm going to do my little thing. And that's little service. Whenever we do little service, it is kainkaryam, or the one who does it known as kinkaraha. We had a wonderful set of kainkarya varas, the one who does the services in Ahobila Matam back in India. And one such great person is Sriman Uve Lakshmi Narasimhacharya Swami. He is known as by his ancient village name Vaduvur. Do you guys know where is Vaduvur? Anybody knows where is Vaduvur?
Near Tanjore.
In Tanjore?
Yeah, good. It's near Tanjavur. It's near Tanjavur. It's a small temple. Anybody knows what is Vaduvur is very famous for?
The Ramas.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot of. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Somebody was saying something. No? Okay. Vaduvur is famous for the beautiful, beautiful Rama, right? There's a Rama temple there, Vaduvur Rama temple. And this Aradhagar Swami is from that village. So we call him affectionately Vaduvur Aradhagar Swami. And he has done, you won't believe me this. You wouldn't believe me this. He was doing Kainkaryam for 5 Aragiya singers, which means he started his Kainkaryam sometime in 1930s. How many years we are talking? Almost 75 to 80 years, more than 80 years of service. He has not done anything other than serving the Lord. And today he attained Acharyan Tiruvadi, which means he has gone, he is no more with us in a physical form, but he has just gone to Paramapadam and serve the Lord and serve his Acharyan eternally. So he is not with us. So he is one of the greatest Aradhagar, done a Kainkaryam for a period of 80 years, serving 5 Aragiya singers, starting from 42nd, 43rd, 44th, 45th, and present Aragiya singer is the 45th Aragiya singer. Amazingly has done. And this photograph, Adiyan took this picture in 1994 in Upper Ahobilam. When you go to Ahobilam, Ahobilam is in Andhra Pradesh, in Kadapa Jilla. When you go there, there's a huge mountain, right? One, there is a temple in the hill, and then there's one in the lower Ahobilam, which is in the lower part of Ahobilam. So you can go and have darshan of Upper Ahobilam. This was in 1994. You can look. He was younger, but he was always focused on on Bhagavat Kainkaryam. When such people pass away, when such people are no more with us, typical in America, what do we say? What do we say if somebody dies?
He passed away.
Yeah, passed away. We always also tell them, RIP, right? Rest in peace. Okay. We don't say those things in our culture because we know for sure they have already attained Andamil Perinbam. They have attained an eternal bliss. Already they have attained eternal bliss. Who are we to say rest in peace, right? They are already in the state of blissful state. So what do we say? What we can do is we can actually pray not for them, but for the family who feels the loss, and tell the Lord and Acharya to give the family enough strength to overcome this loss. He was a great Mahan, great saint, and he was with us. And, he did Kainkaryam for more than 80 years for our Matam and for our Sampradayam, Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam. And, let us pray to Perumal and Tayar and Acharyan to give strength to their family, because these great Mahans, we know for sure they are going to attain Vaikuntham. They are going to be in the state of eternal bliss, right? So before we go to Dhruva Charithram, I thought we can talk about Vadavur Aradhagar Swami for a few minutes. Let's go to Dhruva Charithram. We all know Dhruva Charithram, right? Let's go and check it out, their family, okay? I'm sure some of you know this one. The grandfather of Dhruva is Swayambhuva Manu. Manu, who is Manu? Anybody can say a little bit about Manu?
The first
Manu is the first person on earth.
was
Yeah,
instructions from Brahma to go populate the earth.
right. And because he came, because we are descendants of Manu, that's why we are all called Manushyas, right? We belong to the great lineage of Swayambhuva Manu. That's why we are called Manusha. We are all called Manushas, right? So Swayambhuva Manu had wife, and her name is Shatarupa. And they have, of course, 3 daughters. That's not very important for this story today, but they have 2 sons. One is called Priyavratan, another one is called Uttanapadan. Uttanapadan and Priyamvratan are 2 sons of Swayambhuva Manu. And then, of course, the Priyavrata story goes separately. Uttanapada story comes separately. We are concentrating today only on Uttanapada. Uttanapada had 2 wives. One is called Suniti. Another is called Suruchi. Suniti and Suruchi, 2 wives. And in those days, you may ask this question, how can one person get married to multiple people? How can one guy get married to 2 women, right? That's a very logical question, good question, right? How could we do that one? In those days, that is acceptable norm. In those days, for the kings, in order for them to make sure they get enough progeny to take care of the kingdom. So even then, the idea of having 2 wives is not for any other purpose, but to protect their kingdom, to serve their people, right? Rama's father, he had 3 wives. The reason is to get a son or a daughter so that the progeny will go on. That way you can protect the kingdom. Ultimately, the idea is to protect the kingdom, serve people, not anything else, right? So that is the reason they had Uttanapadan had 2 wives. One is called Suniti, another one is called Suruchi. Out of Suniti and Suruchi, both of them had, each one of them have their own kids. And Suniti's son is known as
Dhruva Maharaja.
And Suruchi's son is
Uttama.
Look at the names. The names themselves sounds very interesting, very good, right? Uttama means the best, right? So one is Dhruva, another is Uttama. They have 2 sons, a very happy family, together. However, there's always one thing comes with when you talk about kingdom. What is that? Who is going to be the
King?
The king?
The next
successor.
Who is going to become the prince, right? Yeah, go ahead.
rightful king.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. Can you tell me a little bit louder, please? Somebody was saying something. Okay, if nobody's saying something,
The successor.
Successor, right? So who is going to be the king? Who is the successor? Remember, in Rama's story, what happened? Rama's story, who wants to be the king?
Bharata.
So
Bharata never thought he wants to be the king.
But
Bharata's
mother wanted him to be the king. Bharata
Because,
never wanted to be the king, but Bharata's mother wanted him to be the king.
Kaikeyi wanted to Bharata.
And then his mother wanted him to be king because her maid like poisoned your mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. So you guys know multiple stories, so you can relate to that, right? So Kaikeyi was one who thought her son should become the next king and not Rama. And she thought by sending Rama to 14 years, people will forget about Rama and nobody will think about Rama. Bharata would have established a nice kingdom for himself, a nice name and reputation for himself. And then people will say, you know what? We don't want Rama. We want only Bharata, right? That's what her idea. If you send somebody for 14 years, out of sight, what do they say? Out of sight?
Out of mind.
Out of mind, right? Out of sight, out of mind.
Like forget them.
Yeah.
But that was
Like forget them because like they haven't seen them in a like long time.
Exactly. For a long time, they have not seen Rama. They're going to forget about the whole thing and they're going to say, move on with Bharata, right? But there is a totally an anti-climax in Ramayana, right? What was the anti-climax? When Bharata came, he couldn't even believe that his mom did something like that. He just fell like a tree that has been uprooted, a huge tree, it just fell like boom. He felt like that as if a lightning, a huge lightning came and hit him. And he thought, oh my God, I cannot believe you are my mom. You asked such a very vicious, very venomous boon or a request you made it to my father. This is unbelievable. How can you let Rama to go away? So there was an anti-climax in Ramavatara, right? So here, the Uttanapada had these two wives, Queen Suniti and Surichi. Surichi was extremely focused on one thing. She wants to make sure that her son, right, Uttama, becomes the prince, official prince, and he becomes the king ultimately. That's her idea. And the king was kind of little bit partial to his wife, Surichi, because she is a very dominating person. When you go to school or even a workplace or any place, when you see somebody is just being very strong, very aggressive, and sometimes what do? We take it like being polite and we don't want to have any confrontation. We want to take it easy. We want to be, that person is a bully. If that person is a bully, I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm just going to stay away from that person, right? Sometimes when they have confrontation with you, you may even take a beating and then think, you know what, that person can do anything. I'm not going to react to that, right? So when somebody is very aggressive, you don't need to react like that. How would you do that one? If somebody is aggressive, if somebody is trying to bully and somebody is trying to be too forceful on you, saying that do this, do that, how would you react to that?
I would be mad, but
I would do what they say. What they trying to do. I would do what they tell me to do.
I would get mad, and if I hurt them, I would say it's in a manner of self-defense.
Okay, you should speak up, right?
I would let them know.
Speak up. And then you would tell your parents, you would tell your teacher, somebody is bullying me, somebody is too aggressive towards me. I'm not here to take that one because I'm a good student. I'm trying to do my best, but this another person is just bothering me. I'm not too complaining. At the same time, I am not going to keep quiet as well. So you are going to take some positive action. The other thing is you can go and talk to that person and then say, hey, don't do this to me. Okay. If I want to be friends with you. Don't bully me. Okay. You can do something like that. Right? What else you could do? What else we could do?
You could
Ignore them.
Okay, ignore them.
And then if you
Or tell your parents.
Okay. Anybody?
I won't even go near that person.
Okay. You stay away from that person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You can stay away from that person. You can do multiple things. Same time, you need to express yourself. You need to talk to somebody, if somebody is just too, harsh on you. Here, the second wife, Suruchi, is like that kind of personality. She's a very strong, very aggressive person. So she tells king, you know what? Only my son should become king. And the king was a little bit not, displeased with their idea, but still he was not a very assertive person. He couldn't see what is good, what is what is wrong, what is good and what is wrong. He couldn't make that discrimination. He couldn't see the difference, and he was just keeping quiet, thinking that probably she's right. I'm just going to keep my my mouth closed. I'm not going to talk about that. Sometimes when you encounter a situation, when you see a situation where you think you should react it in certain way, and if you are not reacting to that level, that's also wrong. You need to do something. You don't need to fight. You don't need to be too aggressive, but at least you should talk to your parents. Hey, this is bothering me at school. This is what the other person is doing. What should I do? And they will help you. Your teachers will help you, but you need to take some action, right? You don't need to be quiet and not even reacting to that situation, right? So whereas this king was a little bit not asserting himself, and he was just keeping it cool, and he was just keeping it as if nothing happens. So one of these days, Uttama and Uttanapada are having a good time, and they were together, and Uttama was in his lap, was Uttanapada's lap, and then Dhruva saw this beautiful sight, and then he said, Appa, you are here. I was looking for you, right? A little kid. You guys are seeing your father coming home, or your mom has just gone outside, and you are there all by yourself. You are playing your little video game, and you see everybody, and then, oh, Amma, I was missing you, right? I miss you, Amma. I miss you, Appa. I know you come and give a hug. Would you do that? Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. Right? So he's only 5 years old. Who? Dhruva is only 5 years old. So he ran. He saw his younger brother sat on the lap of his father, and he thought, you know what? I'm going to sit along with my little brother. I'm going to sit on father's lap too. And then he ran, and he was trying to sit on his father's lap. This is nothing. He's not asking for a huge gift for a holiday. He's not asking for a huge a new shirt, new electronic gadget, or a new cell phone for his birthday. He's not asking any such thing. He's calling for a very, very minimal thing. He wants to have a little bit of hug, a little bit of love and affection, right? That's what he was asking for. He just ran into his father, and he was looking for that love and affection. And what happened? Oh my God.
Suruchi probably
She said like
that no, you can't.
Uttama didn't let Dhruva onto his father's lap.
Well, Uttama did not react. Yeah, Uttama did not react. Yeah.
Suruchi didn't let. Suruchi didn't let.
Yeah, and she pushed.
Okay.
Suruchi didn't let.
Suruchi pushed Dhruva off of Uttanapada's lap when he sat down.
Very good, Basmati. Good job. So, Varshini, were you saying something?
Yeah, so Suruchi, she didn't like the idea of Dhruva sitting on his father's lap when her son was sitting on it. And pushed Dhruva off. Dhruva was like confused and angry, and so he ran crying to his mother.
Right. So, Queen Suruchi, because her idea is only her son should become, king. And when you don't want people to come and then do their stuff like little things, the bad people, what they will do is very first thing, they will strike at your confidence level, right? They will make you feel very insecure. When people don't want you to grow up in life, right? In professional world or in school or somewhere, when they see you, they become jealous. And what would you do? The very first thing, they will make you feel very insecure. They will feel as if, oh, I'm constantly going to get attacked by somebody. I'm not safe here. They want to try to create that kind of environment so that you constantly feel a sense of insecurity, so that you will not have that confidence. And that's what exactly she did. Suruchi said, stop, Dhruva, you cannot sit in king's lap. Do you know why? Because very simple reason. She is whatever the first reason she gave, that's not good. But later she gave a good piece of advice to Dhruva. She said, you know what? You cannot sit in king's lap or your father's lap. The reason is you are not my son. You should become my son when you get a chance. Tell me this one thing, okay? I couldn't even understand this. You guys can explain to me. Is it our choice to choose a parent?
No.
No.
It's not our choice
No,
with your
no.
family. You end up in whatever parent
Yes, Akshara, go ahead.
So whatever parent God lets you gives you to, that's your parent. You can't ask for like a specific parent.
Right, you cannot ask for a specific parent. But you know what she said? You are not my son in this birth, but go and do enough penance. Go and do enough puja. Go and do enough good things and pray to the Supreme Lord. Okay? Pray to the Supreme Lord that I should be your mom in your next birth so that you can also sit in king's lap. So she said, I know you cannot make the decision that whom you are going to, whom your parents are. I know that for sure. But you know what you could do? You go and pray really enough. Pray really hard to the Supreme Lord. And she gave a wonderful idea. Pray only to the Supreme Lord. She's not telling, okay, go and pray to everybody. She said, go and pray to Supreme Lord, whom even Brahma, the Brahma who gave birth to you, me, and the entire universe, even the Brahma who created everything, even he thinks he is the Supreme Lord. Go and look for that Supreme Lord and pray to that Supreme Lord that I should be your mom in your next birth. Then you can sit in your father's lap. He couldn't understand. He's a 5-year-old kid. He couldn't even understand. Hey, come on, I'm not asking for too much here. I want to sit here. A little kid, once you are denied with something, what would you do normally?
Cry.
Right.
Go to your mom and be angry.
Go to your mom.
Go to your mom and say,
Right. So immediately, whenever you feel very down, and you are very angry or you are very sad, the very first thing is go to your mom, right? Go to Amma. Amma, there's something going on that's bothering me, Amma. Go to your mom. So he was 5 years old. The thing that really made him very upset, what made Dhruva very upset is not that he was not able to sit on his father's lap. Okay, that's one thing. That is just a small thing, actually. For him, the most important thing is he was denied the love and affection from his father. Is it not? That's very wrong, right? When you are denied your love and affection from your parents, you feel terrible, right? Oh, they don't like me anymore. They don't love me anymore. I want to put a different angle to this. You don't do the same thing to anybody else. You don't do that to your friends or your brothers or your own parents. When they ask something to do, they ask you to do with love and affection. You do that one. You don't deny them that love and affection. If people are actually deserve that love and affection, actually most of us deserve that love and affection. Even the people, downtrodden people, even the homeless people, they all need that love and affection. To whatever extent, we cannot go and hug all the people, especially in this COVID-19 situation, right? We have to stay safe. We have to be very careful, right? I'm not asking you to do all those things, but the love and affection is common for everybody. You give it to your parents, give it to your grandparents, give it to your brothers and sisters, so that it grows. Love and affection, when you give, it grows, right? So he was very upset that he was denied. Dhruva was denied with that love and affection. So he ran and he went to his mom. His mom said, "What happened, kid? What happened? Why are you crying?" He said, "Well, Amma, I went there and then I want to sit in Appa's lap." And Chitti came. Chitti was very, very upset. And she said, "Don't ever come here. Don't try to sit because you are not my child, and go and pray hard so that you will become my child in your next birth. Then only you can sit on father's lap." And his mom was very upset. She cried and she said, "You know what, Dhruva, to some extent, I have to agree with your Chitti, because the one and only person who could make everything different in our lives is the Lord Shriman Narayana. The Lord, the Supreme Lord Shriman Narayana is the only one who could make a difference in our lives, because we are all bound between all this bad and good. Sometimes we are good, sometimes we are bad, we are back and forth. But the one that is always good, eternally good, always doing only good things to everybody, is Lord Shriman Narayana. And he is the only one who could actually make your wish come true. And your wish is a very, though it looks like a very small wish, but what you need to get is, it's nothing to do with your Chitti. You have nothing to do with your Appa, who is not speaking of the dharma or the righteous things to do at this point, telling your Chitti, Amma, don't say anything. He is a young kid. He is 5 years old kid, and he has every right to sit in my lap. He could have said that one, right? Father could have said that one. He is not saying those things. So the bad words coming out of your Chitti, or the things that your Appa is not doing, has nothing to do with them. It is all to do with our own bad deeds, probably. And she said, "It is not because of your bad deed, Dhruva, because it is of my bad deed." The Amma, the mother, always says, "Oh, my child is absolutely amazing and pure. If at all any problem, it's because of me." That is the greatness of mother, right? That is the greatness of our parents. They always think we are all great people. If at all we encounter any problem, any challenges, anything in our lives, it is not because of our fault. It is because of them. They take it on themselves. They take it on themselves and say, "Oh, I didn't do this one for my child. That's why my child is not doing this." So they take it in everything on them. And that's what exactly Suniti did for her child. And she said, "It is nothing to do with you, Dhruva. It is to do with me. I am at fault. So please go and pray." One thing your Chitti says is true. Go and pray to the Supreme Lord, and he will guide you. And then she said, in Bhagavata, the slogam comes something like, you go and pray to this Lord, Tarairanga Mrigyamanaha, means you go and pray to this, Anga means a child, go and pray to the Supreme Lord. But it comes with the Tarai Anga. means you can join to this two words, and then it comes with the word Ranga. The word Ranga reminds me one more child, and we will just talk about that one more child, and he is Parashara Bhattar. Parashara Bhattar was a small child. Well, who are the parents for Parashara Bhattar? Anybody? Parashara Bhattar was
Kuratarvar.
Kuratarvan and
Andal.
Kuratarvan and Andalamaya, right? And here is the picture of Parashara Bhattar in Kanchipuram. You see on the left-hand side, he was considered as the small child of Lord Ranganatha and Ranganayaki Tayar. And when one day what happened was, Perumal and Tayar, they were inside the curtain. Like whenever we do, all the people, whenever we do some puja or something like that, we put a curtain for Perumal, right? We put a terai for Perumal so that nobody can see the stuff when there is an alankaram or something like that. And one of those times when there was a curtain was there, Parashara Bhattar was very young, small kid. He ran into Perumal Tayar Sannadi. He was running into that, and then suddenly Perumal and Tayar, they saw that one, somebody, Perumal said, stop it. Whoever is there, just stop it. Go out and I'll call you. Bhattar couldn't understand. He was always welcome in that place. Suddenly he saw Perumal saying, go out. And then he came out, and then he was just waiting patiently. After a few minutes, who is there? Come inside. And then Bhattar came with the folded hands again. And then Perumal started talking to him. Oh, Bhattar, I didn't know that you were there. Perumal knows everything, right? Perumal is Sarvajna. He knows everything. He said, oh, I didn't know that he was just playing with Bhattar. What did you think when I say, get out? And what did you think when I say, come inside? Bhattar said, well, when you say, go out, I thought it is Perumal and Tayar are here. When you say, come inside, I thought my own parents, Purattalvan and Andalammai were there. So that's why I came inside. Then Ranganatha said, today onwards, you think of me as Purattalvan and Andal, and you always think as your own parents. Don't think that I am somebody different. Don't think I am the Supreme Lord, but think that I am your parent. So Parashara Bhattar was a very young child of their own child of Sri Ranganatha, and he used to eat food and everything right inside the temple. Whenever Bhagavan, we offer prasadam to Bhagavan, and Perumal is done with prasadam, and then it comes outside, Bhattar will go and grab that food, and then he will start eating. So he was a very favorite child of Sri Ranganatha and Sri Ranganachya. So this Dhruva is like that young child. He started going towards the forest, and on the way he saw Sage Narada. Sage Narada, we all know, we always think he's a troublemaker, right? Sage Narada always think that he's a troublemaker. He would come and do something, but that is not how he has been portrayed. Narada was not portrayed like that in our Puranas. Narada was portrayed as a great saint, all the time doing one thing. Do you guys know what he is doing all the time?
Singing the
To spread the good message.
He said, spreads the good message.
Somebody said, yes. Somebody said it nicely. He was always doing Narayana Smaranam, always doing Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. So he saw this little Dhruva walking all by himself. And then he said, where are you going, my child? What are you doing? He said, I want to go and see the Supreme Lord. I want to ask, and I want to see Supreme Lord that, I don't want to get into this misery, all the things that I'm going. I want to come out of all this sadness, and I want to be happy. So I want to go and see the Lord. He said, you think it is easy job to go and see the Lord? That's not very easy. Even big rishis, big people could not do it, could not even comprehend this Supreme Lord who has created this entire cosmic, the entire big cosmos, everything, that one person is holding everything. You think that's that easy to go and see that person in live? That's not going to happen. Go back, okay? You will be fine. Tomorrow morning, you will be fine. Today you are crying. Go back. Then Dhruva said, no, 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 no. I am very determined. I want to go. I want to see the Lord and I want to put out this misery. He said, no, child, you have no idea. In the forest, there could be a lot of bad, huge snakes would come. There's a lot of animals would come. All those things are possible. And it's very dark. Okay. You cannot even stay outside in the dark for like after 8 o'clock in the night. You are going to get feeling very, scared. Go back. And he said, no, I am not scared of any of those things. I want to see the Lord and I am very determined. He saw, wow, this kid is really, really determined. This kid requires some kind of help. So that is where the importance of an Acharyan comes. An Acharya is the one who shows us the way for us to elevate ourselves. Either, there are two types of teachers, right? One set of teachers are, you go to school, you go and go to college and university and you get a degree. All those teachers help you with what? They help you with your material world. Okay, you are going to go and work in a bigger company, you are going to make money, and you are going to get a beautiful car, and you are going to build your own house. So you are going to, that one teacher is going to help you with your material world. Whereas the other acharyas is going to help you to grow spiritually, become a better person, become an elevated person, seeing the different, commonalities between every one of us, and how to help everybody, become a bigger and bigger person, a wiser person. And that is what is Acharyan. And the Acharyan, through their own upadesham or their own discourses and beautiful advice, they are going to make us a better person. So Sage Narada told Dhruva, you know what? You are going to become, a beautiful, a better person. And remember, I'm going to teach you a little mantra. And he told them a mantra, Bhagavate, Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. With the pranavam at the beginning, he said, pranavam with the pranavam, he said, Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And with that, go to the banks of Yamuna. In the banks of Yamuna, there is a forest called Madhuvana. Madhu means honey. That forest is filled with a lot of honeybees. There's a lot of food is available. Go and be there and start actually meditating upon this Lord, and hopefully you will get the darshan. So he blessed the little kid, and something what we have also done, our own acharyas on the screen, you see our own Prakrita Mahishingar and the 45th Adagesinger, those acharyas, upadeshams and advice is only made us a little bit better than what we used to be. We used to have only focusing on the material world. Now we are thinking about something better than us, something beyond us, and we are trying to give something back to our community, right? So Nara was giving that mantra upadesha to this little Dhruva, and then Dhruva took that one very seriously, and he went to Madhuvana. And before we go, you can be all muted. I want to just play a little bhajan, because bhajan is very much part of our Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam. Bhajan is very important, and Nammalvar says, Adi Padi Agam Karinde. So whenever you have time to sing for the Lord, please do that one at your home. That's very important. The Lord will be very, very pleased with you when you actually sing. I'm going to sing a little bhajan now. I'm not going to sing. Mommy is here. She's going to sing. I'm going to follow her. And let's do that one. Yeah, you can follow this one with your muted. And after that, we will end the story. Okay. Hari Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hari Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hari Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya.
Shantakara Bhujanga Shayana
Shantakara Bhujanga Shayana
Padmanabha Hari Vasudeva
Padmanabha Hari Vasudeva.
Hari Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Hari Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Please everybody chant together with us. Vasudevaya Namo Vasudevaya
Vasudevaya Namo Vasudevaya. 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 Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We'll try to finish the story very soon. You know. So, Dhruva went to Madhuvana. Dhruva went to Madhuvana on the banks of Yamuna. He was there for like 6 months. He did a very, very hard penance. And the important thing in your life, for anything you want to really focus, what you need is determination. You know, what do they say? There was a saying attributed to Albert Einstein. He says, anything that is you see good is anything that you see good is 95% perspiration, 5% inspiration. What does that mean? 95% you need to put your hard work, your soul, and your determination to get things done. And then the 5% is just coming from, automatically it would come. So you need to have the God's absolute blessings and grace, but you have to put your own efforts to do anything. So that determination of Dhruva was fantastic. And he was doing for 6 months penance. With first month he did with water and fruit. The second month he did with just water and just with water. The third month onwards it is only with water. And fourth month it was only without water. And the fifth month onwards he was just having only air. And the sixth month he just stood as if that is a lifeless person. And tell me one thing that you could not achieve if you have that kind of a steadfast, a very focused devotion to the Lord. Immediately, the Lord came in front of him after 6th month. He said, but you may ask me this question, why would Lord wait for 6 months, right? He could have come immediately. Is he like that kind of God is not having that kind of grace that he has to wait for 6 months to test this little 5-year-old child? Tell me a reason why he waited for 6 months.
Well, can I say it?
He wants to know if
Yes,
he's
go ahead.
worthy.
So basically, he wants to know how determined and how needy he was for Perumal. Like if it was a small thing, then he wouldn't have been that determined. He would have found another way. But Dhruva saw this as the only way to solve his problems. So he was very determined, and he would think about nothing else other than the Lord helping him. So Bhagavan was just testing his determination, and this shows that he doesn't really he treats everybody equally. Okay.
Absolutely. Good job. Anybody else?
Me too. One,
Yeah, go ahead.
Perumal only comes when the Bhagavata really needs him. Like for Prahlada's case, Prahlada needed him immediately, right? So Perumal came immediately, but Dhruva didn't need Perumal immediately. So he wanted him to come immediately, but Perumal comes on the time where the Bhagavata needs him the most, not when the Bhagavata wants him the most.
Okay, very good. Anybody else?
So I wanted to see how steadfast he was in his devotion and could deter him like hunger. But Dhruva, he wasn't deterred by anything. And it says that, so like, since he mastered the pranayama yoga, he even went to the extent where he only took in air on every 12th day. He went to the extent.
Okay.
I think Perumal waited for 6 months because he wanted to test how much wanted to test how much bhakti Dhruvan had on him.
Excellent, excellent. Also
Was
one thing.
Dhruva performing bhakti yoga on Perumal?
Sure. Very nice. Good answers. See, also, one thing is for sure. When Bhagavan does something to somebody, he wants to highlight that person's the importance. And even today we are talking about Dhruva is because of what he has done, right? Thousands and thousands and thousands years have gone. Today we are remembering because of Dhruva's devotion, right? So when gold, when we get gold, just a gold bar, it looks okay. Then you give it to a goldsmith. What do? They put that one in fire. They hammer it. They do all kinds of things. Then you get a beautiful jewelry. You see that one, wow, this jewelry looks so beautiful. But before that gold becomes that jewel, it has to undergo a process. It has to thoroughly undergo a process to become that ornament that is beautiful, right? So Dhruva is a beautiful ornament. For him to undergo some few things, it made him even better, not from a raw gold, but it become an ornament, right? So something like that, Perumal gives anything for our own benefit. So the Bhagavan came, and then even then, because he was completely inside, he was seeing the Bhagavan, he was completely in a blissful state. When Lord came, he didn't even open his eyes. So what did he do? He took his conch and touched him. Dhruva, wake up. I am here. And Dhruva was suddenly, immediately, whatever he was having, the inner bliss, just gone. And then Dhruva is able to see the physical form of the Supreme Lord. There is a beautiful shloka, 12 shlokas in Bhagavatam. It's called Dhruva Stuti. One of these days we will talk about this in a future class. We will talk about the beautiful shlokas on Yontama Pravishya. So you will start talking, you are inside me, the Lord, and I surrender to you completely because you are innate nature of me. You are the antaratma of me, and I surrender to you, the Lord. So Dhruva was completely surrendering to the Lord, and that is the key thing. What we need, and the best part is Dhruva completely totally forgotten about the thing that he was came to the forest at the first instance. What was that? He wants to sit in his father's lap, right? That's all. He was very sad. But when he saw the Lord, he didn't even ask for all those things. He didn't ask for those things. He said, I want only you. I want only you, the Lord. I don't want anything else. So he was surrendering to the Lord, and the Lord blessed him. You are going to be a Dhruva Nakshatra, means a pole star, and you will be there, and to the eternally you are going to be there, and at the end of everything you will come back to me. So Dhruva was blessed directly by Bhagavan, and he said, I don't want anything else. other than doing service to you and actually and doing thinking about you. That's all I want, Lord. I don't even want to, see the very, mundane things like going back to the palace and being there. But Lord said, no, your parents are looking for you. Go back and you will be the king, and you have to rule the entire country, and you have to give a good, a good rule, a good and dharmic rule for all your citizens. Go back and you have a duty to fulfill. And then Dhruva came back, and then they lived very happily ever after. So I have a question for all of you. Dhruva was very upset, and he went to the forest. And he was asked, at the beginning, he was asking for a very simple thing. I have to get the love and affection of my father, I want to say. So when you are in need of something, would you ask Perumal and Tayar anything? Would you ask, or you wouldn't rather ask for anything? You will accept whatever they are giving. What's your take? I'm not going to say right or wrong, because there's no right or wrong on this answer. I want to know what you think.
I would accept.
I would accept what Perumal gives.
I would accept.
You will accept?
I would want to rely on Perumal for everything.
I would accept.
Give me.
But I'll tell you how I look into it.
What I have.
I'm you guys are all very good kids, right? That's why you are saying, I'm going to accept whatever Perumal gives me. I'm not going to accept it. I'm going to ask for what I want, because, if I need a good shirt or a good pant, okay, or I want a sweet, and I'm a small kid, what do? I'll ask my parents, right? Similarly, when I grown up, when as I'm growing up, I have some desires and things like that, right? I go and ask my parents. Who are my parents? Is my Sri Ranganatha and Sri Ranganachiyar. Sri Ranganatha and Perumal and Tayar are our parents. What's wrong in asking them? What is wrong? They're our parents. I'm going to ask, hey, I want to really do good in this exam. And I really want to do good in my life. I want to buy this car. I want to do this. What is wrong in asking them? He's our parents, right? Why do I need to accept that, oh, he's going to give me everything? I'm going to ask for it. What is wrong in that?
That
Anybody?
you're only supposed to surrender to Perumal, not ask him anything.
Okay.
You accept whatever they give, or you can ask. But if Perumal doesn't give you anything, you shouldn't be sad, because anything what Perumal does is good.
Okay. If I don't get it, I should not become sad. But if they give me something, I should accept it. But is it okay to ask them?
Yes.
No. It's
Okay.
okay.
Somebody
but
says
they would
no.
Probably
It's okay to ask.
It's okay to ask, because Perumal will give you.
Okay. It's 3:01.
It's okay to
Okay. It's 3:01. Okay. It's 3:01. So I'm going to leave for another 3 or 4 minutes to go on this question. But I want you to think about it. And I am going to tell another story next week. And I want you to compare what we have done this week with next week. Okay. But give me a couple of minutes. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. I want you to tell me, should we ask Perumal or shouldn't we ask Perumal? Somebody said no. Go ahead.
We should ask Perumal, and it's okay to ask him.
Okay. Excellent. Okay.
Really okay to ask.
You should not.
It's okay to ask Perumal, but you should
ask Perumal.
You shouldn't ask Perumal, because if he thinks it's right for you, he'll give it.
Wait. One person at a time, please. Okay. Somebody is saying it's okay to ask Perumal. I want them to finish their thoughts before another person jump into saying that no, we should not. So please allow the other person to complete it. Yeah, go ahead. Whoever was talking before.
It's okay to ask Perumal to do kind karyam for him.
Excellent. Okay. Go ahead. Somebody else said no, we shouldn't ask.
You shouldn't ask Perumal, because if he thinks it's right for you, he'll give it to you.
Okay.
Also,
I think it's a balance, because
You should ask for Perumal if you need it, but if you don't, and if Perumal doesn't think it's right for you, you should just accept what you have.
Okay.
You should not ask because most people ask for like worldly stuff, and we should only ask for like stuff to like be with Perumal.
Okay.
So Perumal gives us prarabdha karma, right? The prarabdha karma, what we is something that we get from doing something bad in our past life. We always ask Perumal, like when we're sick or something, we always ask Perumal to cure us.
Right.
So that is asking Perumal for something. And I really think it's okay to ask Perumal for something. Because he will give it to you. Like if you ask him to cure you from a disease, he will definitely cure you.
Okay. Excellent.
You should ask Perumal because it's like, because you can't ask anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So that's
No ability to give you anything.
okay. Okay. So there are no right or wrong answers, right? So I wanted to think about this. Can we ask Perumal with something that what we desire, what we think is right for us, or should we just accept and then keep quiet, not even asking for anything? Think about it more, and then we come back.
I feel that
Yeah.
you for Perumal for the thing that you think is right, but you should always remember that Perumal will always do what is best for you.
Okay. Excellent. So I want you to think a little bit more, and I want you to think this week, and put your thoughts. And if somebody has not spoken already, I want them to talk next week, and then we will do another great story, Prahlada, and that one is slightly different from, he's also a child. He was slightly different from this Dhruva's, how he approached it, and what is Prahlada, and both Dhruva and Prahlada are great examples on different levels. We have to emulate them. We have to see what is the greatest things that they possess, like all the qualities, and see whether we can inculcate all those awesome qualities, right? So I'm going to end with this one with another little bhajan, and then we will again meet next week. How about that? Sounds good?
Okay.
And then you need to think about the question. Should we ask Perumal and or not? Okay, think about that. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Wait, before we start, actually, we're already technically asking Perumal for something.
I wanna watch. Look at that.
Like my dad is saying, like when we're doing Sandhyavandanam, we're like doing it for the welfare of the farmers who are giving us food.
Sure.
So that's basically asking something already.
Okay. Good. See, I'm not going to say anything today. So I want you to think about it. Probably write a small paragraph, couple of paragraphs of all your thoughts if you can, and then when we meet next week, you can present it in a nice manner, and then think about it. Should we ask Perumal something, or we shouldn't even ask anything with Perumal? Okay. With that question, I'm going to leave it, leave it open for the next week. We will go for a bhajan now. Okay. Mommy is going to, you can mute and you can follow this bhajan for us, with us. Okay. Yeah.
And whenever Mama sings, you all please join in. This will be our chance to meditate at this time.
Right. And while you are muted, because if multiple people are doing it, it's going to be difficult for us to hear, right? Okay, go ahead.
Narayana Hari Nam Bhajo Re Narayana Vida Parayana
Narayana Hari Nam Bhajo Re Narayana Vida Parayana
Karuna Bharana Bhava Bhaya Harana
Karuna Bharana Bhava Bhaya Harana
Pavana Charana Patita Janavana
पावन चरणा पतित जनावन
नारायण हरि नारायण
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 नारायण हरि
नाम भजो रे
नारायण
All right, everybody. We had a great time, great discussions. We will talk about this next week again. Thank you all for joining, and I hope to see you all again next week. Okay?
Thank you, Kannan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Dhanyasmi.
Thank you.
Dhanyasmi. Dhanyavada.
Thank you.